Hey everyone, it is Sunday evening. I am now down here doing my evening feeding. Say hi. It's Parker saying hello. Sophie's back there behind her. And they've done it again. Turn you around. See right back here. Back that way. It's hard to tell. That way. They've spilled it again. And why, I don't know, because with all the rain, I mean, I can see the water in the wallows from here, and it's water, not just thick mud, so I don't know. Yeah, I was in a Facebook group earlier today, and this lady was talking about wanting to get pigs and just wanting one, raised for meat until it was, roughly 6 months of age. Excuse me. When they're ready to go to slaughter, and she said, I got about an acre, or should I get one now, or should I wait till I get a farm? Honestly, if you want to do pigs and in the future you're gonna have more acreage, you're gonna buy a larger place, wait till you have a larger place. Yes, you can do one on an acre, you really can, but okay, you've seen my lot. You've seen down here. You see here. And you see this whole area that's theirs. They've cleared that and they've done this damage. They've done the damage to the barn. You have to have adequate space, adequate water, adequate food, and adequate shelter. And you can't just go into this haphazardly. Yes, sweetheart. You can do a pig on an acre. You can. I'm trying to get a little bit up here. It is feasible, but you have to take into account the amount of destruction that a pig will do. Pigs are very destructive. We have, I'm not sure how many square feet back here we've got. I'll have to ask Brian again. But we have a lot of space back here, and we have another lot for Elliot. And we have more acreage that we want to fence in as we get the fundings for. But if you do not have, an adequate fencing, 5 things. Electric fencing. You have to have electric fencing. If you do not have those 5 things and cannot afford to do those 5 things and keep them maintained, and we've dealt with this ourselves because it was more expensive than we imagined it could be, you need to wait. You really need to wait. It's going to be best for you. It's going to be best for them. Like I said, because they are destructive. And a lot of it is from curiosity. But there's also part of it, especially if you just have one, from boredom. They get bored. They're like having overgrown children. And they get bored and they start just getting into things. Hey, easy. So, anyway, all that to say, yes, you can do it. You can do one, no more than 2 on an acre. But honestly, even in that, let's say you get them at 8 months of age, which was roughly 2 months old, give or take, you're still going to have at least 4 more months. And trust me, in a matter of just a few weeks, all this back here that I showed you, the underbrush especially, was gone. Now granted, we had several back here, but now they've taken to knocking down the smaller trees. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yes, I know, and I know you're hungry. I'm getting ready to feed you. But we're finding smaller trees knocked down now. where they're pushing on them, they're rooting around and they're rubbing on them, and a lot of they're destructive. They're looking for things to do. So keep that in mind if you want to own pigs. Read up on them. Do your research. Do your homework. Go visit farms if you can that raise pigs. The homesteads. I wouldn't go to a commercial farm. Go if you can find local homesteads to go visit. Do. I'd say most people would be happy for you to come visit their farm and see how they do things. The people that have come and bought our piglets, if they have questions, I try to answer their questions. And if I don't know, I'll tell them, honestly, I don't know, but I'll try to find out for you. Because we're still younger in this journey with pigs. We've had pigs now for about 2 years, a little over 2 years. We've had 3 litters now, and we're planning on a couple more. And we're still learning, and I'm constantly reading. We're constantly looking for answers on how to handle things, situations that have come up. You're going to be constantly learning, constantly looking for new information, because you want to do what's best for your animals, for your homestead. And that may not be what's, if you go visit other homesteads, it may not be what they do, but it may give you ideas. But don't take, if somebody says, oh, you have to do this, 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 and this, unless it's those 5 main things, you don't necessarily have to do it, and it may not work for you, but something similar might work for you. So take some of that information with a grain of salt, especially if people say you have to do, and then fill in the blank. Some things, yes, you have to do. I said shelter, food, adequate water, electric fencing. What else did I tell you? Oh, room. You have to have all those 5 things. So anyway, let me get these guys fed before they decide to take down this side of the barn, because then I'll be in trouble. Their water are filling up. I want to give you a better look at their lot. Okay, this is their lot. If you remember just a short time ago, matter of a couple of months ago, if that long, this was pretty much overgrown. You couldn't hardly see through it. There was a lot of ground vegetation. All that is pretty much gone. All you're seeing now are young trees. A lot of which we'll cut down. And over here next to the barn, you've got this mess that they've made. Now this is rain that is collected here. We have not done this. This is with all the rain that we've been getting. But they have dug. Remember me showing you? They dug under the gate. We have to fix that. This is what pigs do. And once it's clear, they'll keep it clear, and that's great. But that's not going to stop them from still rooting around, digging around. That's just what they do. And like I said, now they've gone to pushing over a lot of the younger trees. But just know what you're getting into. When we first got into pigs, we had no idea. When we first got into the pigs, when we got our first 2, it was a co-worker of Brian's who had been raising them, and I don't remember how big his lot was that his house was on, but it wasn't too big. But where he was located, he realized very quickly that the pigs were going to be too big for his lot, and that if they got out, some children or neighbors around him could potentially be harmed, because pigs are even when they're little, when they're babies, they are very strong. They are hard to hold, and they are definitely hard to contain if they get out. It is very, very hard to get them back up. And that is speaking from experience. Let's see. So he asked us if we wanted pigs. Brian and I are like, sure, we've got a barn, we've got the acreage, why not? So we cut an opening in one of the stalls, fixed it up a little bit, put up a quick lot, and we had pigs. You know, we didn't have to buy a whole lot. You know, we bought some, we bought some panels, fence post. You know, we had a gate here already that had been left here. So, you know, putting a lot together wasn't too hard for us to do. And we thought, okay, we can do this. I mean, no, Michael and Brian got down here and cleared it out, you know, cut down all the trees and everything in the area that we wanted. And that's actually the lot that Elliot is in now. And man, did they clear it out fast. And they were still fairly young, but I mean, there wasn't anything left. It was within, I think, 2 weeks, there was no vegetation left at all. And they're rooting around, you know, they're digging around. We had electric fence. The guy brought his, let us use his battery operated electric fence charger. So, you know, we had that, but it's still, what we didn't know at the time was that there was an underground spring in this particular area. They found it. And it is still an issue that we are having to deal with. We've got to get in there soon and unstop it again, because what happens is the pigs get in there, they root around, they've uncovered the spring, but then there's nowhere for the water to go, so it collects. Then you have another problem. And that is still a problem that we're battling. And we were going to attempt to kind of remedy this situation when Brian's schedule changed this year. And that has made everything almost impossible. I mean, we like to never got the second lot up the Sophie and Parker are in, but we had to have it. We finally got it up. We recruited neighbors and my parents, and we got it up, you know, but it's still, it took a lot longer than we anticipated. And these things come up, you know, job changes, financial changes. There's a lot, you know, we just had no idea. Trying to think. Okay, from digging up that underground spring, it also caused fence posts to become loose, to where they could push on them, and they actually got out. And we did. We like to never got them up, but we did. And no one was hurt. You know, nothing. They didn't tear up anything. But you know, they did get out. And then I think they got out twice. Now I know the female did. We call her Miss Piggy. Really didn't have a name for her. But she did get out twice, and we almost did not get her back up the second time, but we finally did. In fact, we had a contractor here looking at, talking to us about the septic for the garage when this happened, so they got a nice laugh for the day. But we did get her up, and that's when we talked to our friend, because we had agreed that we were hoping to breed, which they did, and then we split the piglets, the sale of them with him, and then if we decided that that was it, then we would he would get one and we would get one as far as meat. Well, we talked to him, and I was like, we're gonna have to do something. We can't keep going down this route. Somebody's going to get hurt. Well, he came and took the boar, and he slaughtered him. And we kept the female because we knew that she was mated, had witnessed it. So we knew piglets were on the way, and she had a nice litter. He did get a piglet out of the litter. We were very happy to give him one. He told us, keep the rest, whatever we make off of it, because we kept them longer, fed them and blah, blah, blah. But, he did not have to do that. That wasn't our original intention. But all this is to say, know what you're getting into and make sure that you have plenty of room, because just because a book says you need only a certain amount of square footage doesn't necessarily mean that's all that you need. Really, they need a lot of space. Unless you really are planning to just keep them for a short period of time. But something else you have to take into account is the smell. Pigs stink. They do. They stink. And on a hot day, or if the wind shifts just right, even on a cold day, you're going to smell them. So keep that in mind too, and keep that in mind for your neighbors, because your neighbors may not appreciate the smell of a pig. Thankfully, ours hasn't said anything. One raises horses. The other one, we just don't talk too much. She said a whole lot. I probably just offered to give her some pork chops and sausage. But your neighbors may not appreciate the smell, and if you go to Hope's Homestead here on YouTube, she had some issues with a neighbor, and hers was zoning restrictions over chickens. And she got into a battle with that. She had to get rid of her chickens, and it just broke her heart. She didn't know it was going to happen, and didn't realize. They didn't even, when they did their research, they checked into their zoning laws and everything, but it was something that was hidden away when the property was sold and subdivided, that they could never have livestock on the property. Nobody knew about it. The realtor didn't know about it. It was the way it was worded, so they like to never found it. So, know what you're getting into. And if you've got restrictions, be careful, because that could come back and bite you. It really could. But just know what you're getting into. And be prepared. You see this hole back here, right? Yeah, and they do that. They do that. They tear things up. That's just what they do. But okay, I've got to go feed these young ones. I know they're starving. Goodness gracious, they're fighting over that food. Maybe time to up them a little bit more. I hope this video has been informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I will happily answer them as best as I can, and if I don't know the answer, I will help you find it. If I've missed anything, let me know. If you want to see a video on something specific, let me know. I'll see what I can do. And I want to grow my channel. I want to share the knowledge that I have with you, as little as it may be. I'll share with you as I learn, and hopefully you guys can learn from it too. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out all my social media links down below, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new video. So until next time, bye.